Good morning. It is Friday, October 3rd, 2025. We're going to talk about a chimney and removing the chimney, high efficient furnace, things like that real quick. So when I initially looked at this roof, I had seen this, saw some condition of it, but wanted to actually verify that nothing else was going to this, which I just did with the homeowner down in the mechanical room. So there's been days in the past, or in the past, I have heard about other people being told that a fixture, appliance, something was not being used and they removed it just to get a phone call later that night that the fire department showed up. You don't want carbon monoxide being blocked and going somewhere, or worse, cause a fire. So you visually verify, don't just trust somebody's word on that. So when I saw these coming out, I figured this could be the furnace. This may not be being used, but what about the hot water? Is it possible that the hot water is still dumping in here? Visually verify. It's way better to take a few minutes to verify than run into an issue. But the amount of rust that's happening now on this cap, so any rain hitting this, running off, any rain hitting around here could easily be running into this hole, which is more than likely bypassing the flashing. These old chimneys were made with a two-piece flashing. So you got your bottom part that shoves in and your top part that shoves over and will lap with a shingle under it. This one, however, it looks to be a solid piece. So in the manufacturing process, it's bent upwards. However they manufacture that, kink it, crease it, doesn't matter. It's not good because if you have a hole from rust here and water's dropping in here, it's missing the part that comes up behind this. So if we can do away with this, that's what we're gonna do. But you want to verify, make sure absolutely nothing is running to this. It's imperative that you verify that. So now the position of these right here, and to get this off, what we're gonna do, because I did go into the mechanical room, there is a boiler in here, so I did verify that he's got some sort of boiler that not just heats the water for the water usage, for shower, sink, things like that, but it also does radiant heat. It's all run out of the same system, so there's nothing to this. But to cut it, to remove it, we're gonna need to get into here, remove the chimney on top, remove this metal pipe. There's nasty spider webs everywhere. Remove this. Try not to mess up the fire flange, whatever you call that. I don't know, it's got like a scutcheon basically to finish off the ceiling in the house here. We're gonna leave that, remove this, even if we need to cut this in here. Then we're gonna sawzall one of these pipes in that area below the roof deck, put PVC fittings to get it spread over. It needs to come up, over, down, over this way somewhere, because the flashing pipes that you're going to use on it, this is one that was up on this 3-inch right here. It's obviously going to be new. There are various on the market, but you can't have them this close. You need to space them apart. If you were to throw this on a pipe right here and the other pipe's just a few inches over, the next flashing flange is going to hit this. It's not going to flash correctly. I've seen people trim them. I've seen them caulk them. All kinds of craziness. All you got to do, cut the pipe, fit it over, come back up somewhere with enough room to properly shingle under, past the pipe, put your flashing flange on, shingle over the top, ice and water what you need to, and they're plenty far apart to get enough adequate space of shingle between them from pipe to pipe. Either way, we're going to remove this. Don't like this. I don't like what's going on with it. We can't really just dismantle this, so we're going to cut it in the attic area, remove it, cut the pipe, adapt it over. Some other things we're going to have to do and address here. This is a complete resheet that we're doing. Bathroom fan right here, dumping moisture in. It looks like there's a second one right here up under the air duct right here. It goes in right there. We're going to flip these on, have them turn on their bathroom ceiling fan, see what's going on. Let them know, show them some pictures of the insulation. It's old cellulose. There's not much. You can see all these little spots in the insulation down here. They look like little driplets. If you look at them, I want to point something out here. They're in a linear line going across, and about 5 to 6 inches up another linear line for the most part. You can see all those. Under the roof deck, there's a moisture issue going on. Something is just not good here. Lack of insulation, radiant heat coming up, cold environment, lack of ventilation. All these are contributing factors to why this decking is going bad. They've got areas of OSB that at some point somebody had redone. You see that? Hang on, Chava. All the black mold there, the just nastiness where the rafter was right there, the trusses and things, you can see that. That's disgusting. It's all delaminating and chipping apart, so it's going to be a complete resheet. The ventilation, we'll talk briefly about that. There was another video I did earlier this spring and it did pretty good. The soffit ventilation, you go around, you verify their soffit ventilation. There is a formula that you can go off of outside the scope of this video, but you want to properly match the exhaust outflow with the inflow. A lot of homes you go to, you can see the soffit vents if they have them. Doesn't always mean that they're there. So right here is a good point of that. There are more soffit vents than you see actually opened up right here. At some point, this was wood soffit. Then they later down the road put a aluminum soffit in. You can see where somebody had cut a little hole here. This is not properly matched with the amount of airflow coming in. There's a net-free area, net-free airflow, the amount of area that the air is flowing through these, what that's tested at. But if you're restricting it from wood that's not properly cut open, that's going to run into an issue. There's others where there are none. So run the calculation, see where those are. If you need to, be very careful on the depth. You want to be cautious on this, but you can also cut, if hypothetically, if your next register vent on the soffit is right here, cut this out. Get a skill saw, electric's battery operated corded skill saw, whatever, something that can fit in here and barely plunge into it. You don't want to go down too deep. It looks like there's a little bit of room here for my fingers to shove under, and this is about a 1/4 inch. Very thin, just cut this. You do risk the possibility of cutting your soffit unless you wanted to take your soffit out and go that route. If you're putting soffit in under it, yank this wood down. It's super easy to do. The other thing you want to be aware of, which we're going to address when we get the rest of the decking off, is the insulation here. We're going to let him know about the amount of insulation. What kind of bug is that? It's dead, obviously, but wow, I don't know what that is. He got 100 legs on him. Is baffles. If they go to blow insulation in here, it's very possible it's going to overflow down into this area, or if you have a register vent here, it's going to overflow, clogging the register vent. Like all this stuff is just over time blowing and clogging. It's not going to allow the air to flow through. So baffles will go in, they rest on the rafter or trusses made for 24-inch centers. It'll push insulation down and kind of turn and block this off. The airflow coming up goes over the baffle up into the attic area, works its way out. You want to verify that those are in. Even if they're not in, it doesn't look like it needs it. If you plan on blowing insulation on this, very few insulation companies will actually get in there and do that dirty work because there's not much room to get in here and work. You can see on this lower pitch roof, it's like a 412, 512 pitch. Trying to get an adult up in here to this point, your head is going to be in the insulation. You're not going to be able to reach over to this area. So we're going to lay those in going down here as we get this bottom row off. It'll be really easy to do. Set them in, tack them off, get the decking going. It'll allow it to flow through. We're gonna put the bathroom ceiling fan vents in so they can actually get the moisture out of the attic, bypassing all this. Over on the front, when I was looking at the nails, you might, let me see if I can find some, just a lot of rust. One of these where it came in contact with the deck about where my fingers are was almost rusted through. It was very thin right there. But that's definitely an indication of a moisture issue, lack of ventilation. So the other thing I was pointing out, those nails where the shingles were right there in that linear line, chances are all the way across that row of shingles, when they're fastened with the nails, they're condensating. At night, when the roof gets cold, right now it's chilly overnight, the roof gets cold, got the heat inside, the moisture is going to condensate on those nails. Well, if it condensates and it condensates enough, it's going to drip off. You got a line of them, that's what's dripping into the insulation. So I'm going to let the owner know what's going on with some of this stuff here as they keep moving. One other little point I want to point out, if you are doing a job like this, if you have trusses like this, they go up one side and down the other, don't get crazy and take everything off because they're going to start floating around. There's going to be a pain to keep them straight and lined up. I've seen guys just rip them all off. Now, if it's rafters, you have a center ridge beam, it'll hold it. We're going to strip this side all the way down. The triangles are different, so we're going to strip those separate, leave the front. If you needed to, you can leave the top row of shingles on, or the sheets on, and remove all the down below, get it roofing back. You just don't want these flopping around. And if they do, once you get a sheet lined up and it's square, verify that they are square on whatever measurements you need before you keep moving forward. All right, I need to get ready to get going. They got plenty to do. I got to get this trailer out of here to the shop. Go pick up the 16-foot Liberty so we can throw more wood on it. It is Friday. We're going to wrap up this evening on this. I'll try to bring some more updates. If you guys like this content, let me know. Something I need your guys' input on what you like to see. I've got to take the time to stop, but I only want to do it if this is what you want to see. At the job site, kind of in throughout the day, inspections, estimates, whatever you want to see. Comment down below. It's your chance now to help guide the channel. I say this every now and then, and I get very little feedback. So just take a second, drop down, give it a thumbs up if you like too. There's some new feature even to help make the videos get recommended. Try check that out. I don't know what it is. Haven't looked at it yet. I got to get busy. Until next time, be safe. We'll see you then.